these woke guys. You know, they're the smartest guys in the room at most point. And one way to identify a fool is to look for the guy who's speaking as if he has it all figured out, as he owes you $15, $20, or as he lives in a worse place than you do, as he drives a worse car than you, as he has less than life on every level than you, but he's smarter than you. And he's calling other people stupid, not knowing that you and some of those people he's calling stupid, he or she is calling stupid, have some of the same beliefs, because he's so smart that he or she didn't even take the time to understand who you were before he started to speak. That woke guy, you gotta love him. You have to love him. And then the next group of people are the people who stuck in between. Look, man, I'm just trying to survive. But more than likely, that person who's just trying to survive, they have too much pride to be stupid. And when I say stupid, I mean stupid, because Dr. King once said the worst thing in the world is to be, what did he say? I lost my train of thought with that. Conscientiously stupid, to be conscientiously ignorant, or abject stupidity. Worst two things in the world to be, because you're just ignoring what you need to know in order to do what you want to do and get to where you think you need to be. And what I mean by that is this. We are walking around as if America is playing fair. And it's not. It never has been fair. It never will be fair. And day before yesterday is the crown jewel of gotcha, if you ask me. Thanksgiving. They tell you that the pilgrims came over here and they got together with the natives, and the natives taught them these things and blah, blah, blah. And everything turned into America. Conveniently omitting that the people who came over here on those boats infected these people and destroyed them in that manner. And then flat out destroyed them in other matters as well. Period. And then they proceeded to walk from the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean, destroying everything in their path. And then they got you believing in this thing called the United States Constitution, and everything's going to be fair. Everybody who does not look like them either have been destroyed, or not even annihilated, destroyed. They want to strip you of your being. They want to strip you of everything that's you. You even had, at one point, they would put these people in what is called Indian schools. They openly said, we no longer want to kill the Indian, the man or woman. We want to kill the Indian from inside of you. Basically, I'm going to whitewash who you are out of you and fill you with this, what they perceive as whiteness. That way you can be presentable, you can be tolerable to me. Listen to that. Imagine what that is. You have had tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of years on this continent. And because I'm not willing to accept who you are, I'm going to get rid of all of that. And I'll put you in school so you can be more like me and less like you. That's what went on in this country. And then, as you get older, they continue to sell you these holidays and this propaganda, and you continue to buy into it. And then at one point in history, I'm not going to go through every step of it, they start saying, okay, things are getting better now. We're getting along better. We're a nation divided. And then recently, they told you that the president of the United States made things bad, which is one of the stupidest lies I've ever heard in my life. You know, if you're going to lie to me, make it believable. And then the latest in the stupid lies is this. We've turned the corner again because we elected Joe Biden and a woman, African-American woman, an Indian woman. And, you know, wow, we're there now. We're back on track. 73,400,000 people voted for Donald Trump. This dude is an open liar. From my perspective, he's an open racist. He's everything that they claim we've moved past. Every single solitary thing that they claim we moved past, he is that. He is the dictionary definition of that. And he is not the cause of this. He's a symptom of this. If you have anything that resembles awareness, you realize that this whole movement in the last 4 years came about really 12 years ago. When they elected Barack Hussein Obama to be president of the United States, all those people who used to quietly hate us and pretend to be our friends in office, and some of them still, well, if we were still in offices, a lot of them would still be pretending to be our friends. There you go, we're cool, but that's not it. That's really not it, man. That's really not it. The truth is, 74 million people, 73,400,000 people would rather have you living with their boot on your neck than to be looking you eye to eye. And that's the truth. This has zero to do with Donald Trump or anything else the entertainment news is feeding to you. It has zero to do with it. This has been going on for at least 240 some odd years. Period. This has been going on this way. Every time, you can even go to the Declaration of Independence. The Declaration of Independence charges King George of England, Great Britain, or whatever, any place you want to call it, same place, of riling up the Indians for what does he call it? Insurrection. They call it insurrection because they were riling up the Indians and the black folks. Because at this point in history, England has stopped having people in bondage. Because there was a brother over there, he took them to task. They realized that they had no laws on the books that stated that people who looked like you and I were supposed to be in bondage. So they let it go. And King George realized, okay, if I could get the black people and the Indians to turn on these clowns, then what I'll do is retake over the continent and we'll be back in business. Period. But see, they don't teach you that in school, but all you have to do is go to YouTube. See, you don't even have to read anymore. You go to YouTube and look up the reading of the Declaration of Independence. And you'll hear it. And insurrection is the stirring up other people, right? So even back then, they were saying, these people who don't look like us, we can't have them stirred up. Because if they stir up, it's not enough of us to fight off all of them. And then we'll be in a situation in which we have to compete against them. And it's not like these people from England are honorable people, because those people who just north of the border, when people like to glorify, they ran to Canada, and then Canadian people discriminated against us as well. So my point is, that was the beginning of the documented country, and it's today. 240 years later, it's still going on, right? So 244 years to be exact, but who's counting, right? So let's stop with this nonsense that we're in a better place, because we're not. You're in a better place when Donald Trump or someone of that same ilk gets 40 million votes. out of a possible 140 million. You know what I mean? If he gets, that's when we're in a better place. But when you win by 3 million votes, nah, man. Especially in a situation like COVID, no. You're in the exact same place you were in 1776, 1876, and 1976. Seriously. And in 2076, you might still be in the same place. And that's what made me broach this topic. It's time to wake the hell up, man. It really is. Willful ignorance and conscientious stupidity can no longer be the order of the day. Well, I ain't know that. But you know all the words to Young Jeezy. Well, I ain't know that. But you know everybody on Housewives since 1600s. We cannot live in that fashion anymore. Oh, man, I'm just dealing with this the way I can. No. No more surviving. It's time to start living, people. And again, man, I'm not asking you to raise up against the government and get your guns ready and we're going to kill these rappers. No, I'm not doing that. That's not what I'm doing. What I am doing is this. What I am doing is saying, hey, man, stop walking around with these damn blinders over your face. When you're getting slapped in the face every day and people are giving you these half-ass apologies, but if your sister, your brother, your homeboy, your homegirl, your girlfriend, your boyfriend did anything close to the amount of disrespect that you receive from the dominant culture, you would stop talking to them forever. Oh, I can't believe you did this to me. I'm done with you. Don't you ever say anything to me again, and walk away. And brag to people how I don't accept nonsense. But when the dominant culture does this to you, when white America does something to you, you mad at Gucci for 6 weeks. And then you start buying things that you shouldn't be trying to purchase anyway. Or like, Burt Bees. Burt Bees insulted the hell out of Black America this week, and most people don't even know about it. Burt Bees is a company that puts out a myriad of goods from lip gloss to PJs. Because one is on the horizon, they put out an ad maybe 2 weeks ago. Well, I don't know how long ago. I got wind of it 2 weeks ago. This ad had a white couple, 2 kids, even had a dog. Woman, man, kids, dog. Put PJs, striped PJs. Then you got an Asian couple. Woman, man, 2 kids in the same PJs. Then you had a Latino looking couple. Woman, man, 2 kids. It's the family structure, right? Then they got a sister with 2 kids, no man. And see, it's a bunch of jackasses that hear this. And I mean jackasses. And if you never listen again, I'm glad. Because I'm no longer pulling punches. If I offend you, good. The black woman has 2 kids and no man. And then it's a doofus that's going to hear this somewhere, somehow. And they're going to say, well, statistically, the black man and the black woman don't get married and blah, 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 blah. Well, that person won't follow those statistics up with, statistically, in the United States of America, black men are twice as likely to interact with their children than any other culture in the country. So, and I do believe, if you go down to child support, it's a bunch of non-black people down there filing for child support, deadbeat dads as well. And if you want to talk to me about the black man not marrying the black woman, if more than 50% of the marriages in America end in divorce, it's a bunch of y'all out there that just spent $10,000 to have a prom when you were an adult. So if you are going to address other cultures and say, hey, this is a family structure, don't insult my folks. And see, it's come time for us to stop overlooking these offenses, because they are offenses. Period. If you are willing to allow someone to insult you and your culture, that's cool. but I'm not up with it, man. It does not